So my materials are a record. I have a second one here. This is an old record that I recently retrieved from a family home that I used to listen to when I was a teenager and do not listen to anymore. So I'm okay playing with it here. And then I have a pencil, and you can use a pencil that has angles on it, squared off there, or you can use a pencil that is rounded all the way around. Either one is fine. It does work better to use one that is a little bit sharpened. If it is a never sharpened blunt end, and I might have one of those down here to show you. I do. It can be hard. That one works. On some records, it can be a little difficult to get it through the hole. Also, it's nice to have a bit of a point to spin it on. So I don't want my record to slide on my pencil. So I'm going to mount my record on my pencil, and then I'm going to take some tape. And a pencil is the best thing I can recommend. You might be able to use a pen or a chopstick or something else, but a pencil seems to be closest in circumference to the mount in the center of a record player on which you would place your record. But I see people saying things like knitting needle. Oh yeah, you could try a knitting needle. You could try a straw, especially now we have so many nice, sturdy, reusable straws. I think I said a chopstick already. So you could play around with different implements that you have to do this. So I'm putting enough tape on this to make a nice little ledge, a place that my record won't slide past. Of course, it's sliding the other way right now. And it looks like Nell's answering some questions. Thank you, Nell. Okay, so I have something for it to spin on. And this is not a good pencil though, because it's spinning. I'm not happy with the choice I've made. So I might want to, I'm gonna work with it and spin it like that, close to it. Okay, then I want to make my amplification cone. So I'm going to take a piece of paper and I'm going to roll it. You can use heavier paper or lighter paper. Either one is fine. So this is like a cardstock weight paper, and I'm going to tape it. The other cone that I showed you that I had already made was made from a just regular sheet of like craft paper. It's pretty light. And this one's a little heavier. And then depending, this actually really depends on the weight of your paper. You might need to kind of crumple or fold the end of your cone because it helps you to get the needle to stay in there. Especially if you're using a lighter paper, if you don't crumple it, your needle will either just push up when it hits the record or it will fall through. And I have a variety of pins and needles here. And I've tried this with a few things. I've tried it with, this is what's called a quilting pin that has a nice head on it. And I found that a sewing needle tends to work the best. But if you do this at home, I encourage you to try some different things and see what gives you the best sound. Then you want to push the needle through your paper. Be careful. Don't have your finger waiting on the other side. That's very important. So push it through without hurting yourself. And again, 2 hands are helpful. And then, like I said, I wanted to get a little bit of weight in mine. So I have my handy jar of spare pennies that I use for many different science experiments. And I found that about 2 pennies makes a good weight. And then I'm going to see if I can play a little music on this. And because I don't have 2 hands, I'm going to utilize a prop. And I'll turn this down again so that people can see. And move this out. And then I can prop that there maybe. There we go. And let's see if we can get a good sound. Now say I can see my needles at an angle. I'm just getting a scratching sound, which is not what I want. I want to get my needle, I don't think my propping is working. I want to get my needle so that it's lined up with the grooves. I'm not getting a good read on this one. And partially, I think it's my pencil. We might switch pencils here. I'm going to switch records. No, there are no words on this album. This is instrumental. So, I agree. I think it is better with that little bit of weight at the end. So a stabilized needle and a little bit of weight, and you get a great sound. I just want to thank everybody for joining us today. It's really great to have everybody here.